there, and welcome to Unveil Your Brilliance with Angilie Kapoor here on the Win Win Women TV network, where each week we explore helping you to break free from the illusions that are holding you back. My name is Angilie Kapoor. I am your host. I'm also a conscious leadership coach, a best selling multi book author, an inspirational speaker, and the founder of my leadership coaching company, Oversight Global. At Oversight Global, we are on a mission to address the consciousness crisis in the world one leader at a time. Now, today's episode is going to be a bit different. Today is just you and I, lovely lady, as we do not have a guest on the show this week. Now, since I have the opportunity to chat with you directly, I want to chat about mindset and how it's the foundation of you, beautiful lady, being able to unveil your extraordinary brilliance. Okay, so let's get to our episode spotlight. Now, as I already mentioned, Bright Light, it's just you and me today, and we're actually going to chat about something super important, mindset. So let's jump right into it. Now, one of the things that I'm always saying is that mindset is everything. Without the proper mindset, you cannot be successful in anything. I mean, we see this all the time. We see people who are blessed with having the abilities and the talents and the qualities that they need to accomplish something, but because they don't have the proper mindset in place, they don't. There is actually the exact opposite where we see people who don't necessarily have all of the skills or knowledge or qualities that they would need to accomplish something that they're setting out to do. But because they have the proper mindset, because they're determined and resilient and they don't let anything stand in their way, they're able to accomplish that goal when it looked impossible for them to do it. And a lot of the time, they accomplish that goal within a record amount of time. So, like I'm saying, mindset is important because it really is the basis for everything in regards to you being successful at whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And of course, we get more into that today in our discussion. So, because you are here watching this episode right now, there are a few things that I know to be true about you. Now, I bet I got your attention now, right? So, I know that you have a strong work ethic. I also know that you are humble and that you are passionate. I also know that you are dedicated, innovative, and resilient. And I also know that you've had enough, that you want to find what you have been missing because you are here today watching this episode. I know that you have these traits. So take a minute to think about that. As we're going through this discussion, keep that in mind and begin to recognize as we go through the different concepts we're going to go through today. We're going to use this awareness, recognition, and realization as a springboard to really start to shift your mindset and start to cultivate one that's going to help you be successful in all aspects of your life and in all that you aspire to do. So instead of typically our mindsets holding us back or hindering us from doing the things that we want to accomplish. So, a quote by internationally acclaimed organizational consultant and author Idawu Koyenkin, he said that the mind is just like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets and the more it can expand. So, again, in a nutshell, your mindset is the way that you approach and perceive the world and challenges around you. It's like your own personal set of lenses that can either help magnify opportunities that come your way in life or make obstacles appear insurmountable. So, the good news is that you have the power to adjust and shift your mindset. Now, our mindsets actually evolve based on our surroundings. In fact, the upbringing that we have experienced greatly affects our mindset, and our continued surroundings affect our open mindedness or rigidity, as well as our thinking, our beliefs, and our preferences and lifestyle. Now, everybody is pretty familiar with the saying, you are highly affected and influenced by the 5 people that you mostly surround yourself with. As I just mentioned, your mindset is highly affected by your surroundings. So think about who the 5 people you mostly hang out with regularly are in your life, at home, at work, at school, at the gym, on social media, wherever you tend to connect and interact with others. Create that awareness and consciousness for yourself by thinking about who they are and how they might be affecting and influencing you. Something to keep in mind, right? Now, for me growing up, I never really knew or really had any true understanding of what mindset was. I was familiar with terms like being confident, being determined, having a good work ethic, and having a good attitude. I was always fortunate enough to just kind of always find a way to accomplish my goals. Actually, in hindsight, it was really just pure determination and resilience that helped me do that. But it wasn't until I actually was promoted to my first people management position in healthcare where I found myself truly overwhelmed and struggling to find my footing. Where I really struggled to find a way to be successful and feeling comfortable and confident in my new role and feeling like I knew what I was doing because I so didn't feel that way for several long months after starting my first management role. I felt like I was thrown in an ocean and didn't know how to swim. And I was really just trying to struggle to survive, really. But that's really where I learned how powerful our minds are. I discovered at that time that my mind was actually hindering me and had been hindering me for a really long time and was really working against me. And the same might be happening to you. Your mind is likely holding you back and even working against you, and you might not even be aware of it either. Crazy, right? So, how can your mindset impact you and the different areas and aspects of your life? Well, like I mentioned, mindset is everything. And I give you those examples of you can have all the skills and attributes and education and knowledge and talents that you need to be successful in something. But if you don't have the proper mindset, you're not going to achieve that goal. We also see people with the opposite, where we see them lack some major skill sets like education or knowledge or talents to achieve something. But again, because they have that proper mindset, because they're resilient and determined, they're usually able to accomplish what they set out to do and do it pretty quickly. So again, mindset is everything. So let's talk about the difference between what is called a fixed and a growth mindset. Now, I'm sure that you've heard of these terms before. So, someone with a fixed mindset believes that intelligence and abilities are innate and unchangeable. And then somebody with a growth mindset sees them as qualities that can be cultivated through hard work and dedication. So, some attributes of somebody who has a fixed mindset are that they tend to be more negative. They have what we call a lack or scarcity mindset. They also tend to be stubborn, defensive, risk averse. They don't like taking risks. Also, they tend to be close minded and blame oriented. If something happens, they tend to point the finger at other people. They also are goal oriented, which is kind of funny in this way, but often they focus too much on the outcome and not enough on the process. And they also can be very fixed in their beliefs. Now, somebody with a growth mindset tends to think that intelligence and abilities can be cultivated through hard work and dedication. They also tend to be more positive and have what we call a success or abundant mindset. They see challenges as opportunities for growth and learning rather than stopping points or as indicators that something's not for them. They don't turn from challenges and go back the way they came. They embrace failure as a natural part of the learning process. So they have a different perspective on failure than what most of us have been raised to believe. They believe that intelligence and capabilities can be developed through effort as well as hard work. They're also open to feedback and constructive criticism. And a lot of the time, they seek it openly and see it as a way to improve. They want to continue to improve, so that's why they're out there doing that, really seeking feedback and that constructive criticism. They're also curious and always seeking out new information and experiences. They set goals for themselves and work steadily towards achieving them. They stay motivated even when facing obstacles or setbacks, and they are resilient in the face of adversity and use setbacks as a chance to learn and bounce back stronger. And they also believe that the potential for growth and development is limitless and are always striving to improve themselves and others around them. Okay, so let's touch on the power of positive thinking. So, someone with a positive mindset is the type of person who sees life's challenges as opportunities, even when faced with setbacks. So, think about somebody with a fixed mindset. Really, when they encounter a challenge or they fail, it's something they kind of see as an indication of, oh, okay, this isn't for me. So let me go back to what I was doing before. But somebody with a growth mindset sees challenges and failures as opportunity for growth and learning. And I know for me personally, and a lot of people that I've talked to, is that during our childhoods, we're really groomed to kind of believe that failure is a negative thing. And really, why we need to work on changing our perspective in terms of failure. In childhood, we're led to believe and we develop this perception that if we're not getting straight A's, then we're failing. So, again, it's about how changing our perspective about failure, shifting our mindset to not think of it as something negative, but something positive is important. That's why it's important to look at the process and not necessarily the result. Now, one of the things that I learned when I first started my people management and leadership career, and again, in becoming an entrepreneur and starting my own business, was to fail forward and fail quickly. That the more you fail, you take that opportunity to learn from that failure or that challenge that you encounter. You take that opportunity to learn from that experience and get up and give it another go. So again, a positive mindset. People with a positive mindset, they generally are cheerful, happier, and joyful than those negative Nancy's out there. A positive mindset can lead to an increase in happiness, productivity, and even physical health. Now, negative mindset types tend to see a life through a negative lens. They tend to question their own abilities and give up easily when things don't go their way. And a negative mindset can lead to feelings of anxiety, stress, and even depression. So, something else to think about is happiness is not conditional. Happiness is really a state of mind, a state of being. So, another power of positive thinking mantra to add to your daily mindset arsenal, if you will, and another point of shifting your mindset. Okay, so let's chat a bit about lack versus abundant mindset. So, lack mindset is where we tend to have this sense of scarcity where we're constantly feeling like we don't have enough. We don't have enough money, we don't have enough time, we don't have enough resources to achieve our goals and live the life that we desire. When we have a lack mindset, we have feelings of fear, anxiety, and stress because we're worrying about what might happen if we don't have enough. A lack mindset tend to be overly focused on our limitations and what we lack rather than focusing on the opportunities and resources and on the things that we actually do have that are available to us. Now, in contrast, somebody with an abundant mindset tends to have a sense of plenty where they believe that there is an infinite possibilities, opportunities, and resources available to them because they are willing to look for them. They see the world through a lens of positivity and possibility rather than scarcity and lack. They have an increased sense of joy, gratitude, and contentment as they focus on all the good things in their lives and by believing that there is enough for everyone. They're able to approach life with a sense of generosity, kindness, and empathy towards others. Okay, now let's take a look at the typical struggles and challenges that we all commonly face, as well as their true root causes. Now, recognizing the root cause of our struggles and challenges is important in order for us to properly learn to manage and master them. Otherwise, we just tend to band aid symptoms, which is typical of what we do in our society. Okay, so the top 8 most typical struggles and challenges that you're likely facing is number one, financial difficulties. Financial difficulties can be in any stage of life, impacting one's ability to manage expenses, savings, and investments. Number two is health issues. Dealing with personal or family health issues, including chronic illnesses, mental health concerns, and unexpected medical emergencies, is a common struggle. Number three is workplace issues. Challenges at work, such as job dissatisfaction, workplace conflict, and career advancement, often create daily stress. Number four is monotony and boredom. The repetitive nature of daily routines can lead to feelings of monotony and boredom, impacting our overall well being. Number five is social isolation and disconnection. Now, many people experience a pervasive sense of isolation and disconnection from others, contributing to mental health struggles. Number six is judgment from others. The fear of being judged by others can affect self esteem and decision making, leading to anxiety as well as stress. And number seven, uncertainty of the future. Concerns about the unknown future, including job security, personal goals, and global issues, can create significant worry and unease. And number eight, ability to balance personal and professional lives. So, striving to balance between our personal responsibilities as well as our professional obligations is a frequent challenge that impacts time management as well as our stress levels. Now, you may be familiar with the iceberg concept. So, in terms of our challenges, what I want to point out is that our external challenges are actually symptoms of our internal struggles. So, above the water, the part of the iceberg that people see, they see our results. They see our behaviors, they see our habits, and the outcomes that we produce. But what they don't see on that iceberg is everything that's kind of happening in the background, in the water. So, our emotions, our thinking, our values, our beliefs, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, and actually how all of that contributes to what they see in terms of our results and our behavior. So, when we enter a position of authority, like becoming a parent or a spouse or becoming a leader in the workplace or an entrepreneur, what I call the Pandora's box pops wide open out of nowhere. We didn't even realize we had the box to even begin with, right? Now, Pandora's box is this box that is filled with our fears and our anxieties and all these negativities and hindrances that a lot of the time, again, you didn't even know existed. And again, that pops wide open when we get into a position of authority. Again, like becoming a parent, getting married and becoming a spouse, or becoming a leader in the workplace or in some other activity or an entrepreneur. Now, of course, nobody bothers to tell you this. Now, for me, it happened when I became a manager for the first time and also when I became an entrepreneur as well. Now, nobody forewarned me about this, but it's important that you become aware of it and recognize that these internal struggles are actually the root cause of your external challenges that you face every day in your life. Now, these external challenges are actually the symptoms of our internal struggles that are happening within us, that we are unable to manage, master, or release or overcome. Now, your internal struggles, your mindset, your mental struggles, as well as your emotional challenges, are the actual root cause of your daily external challenges in your life. So, things like your financial difficulties, your health ailments, workplace difficulties, feeling disconnected, things like that. And being able to recognize and address these internal issues is crucial for aspiring phenomenal leaders like you to become more effective and be successful in your life. You see, one of the major differences that sets true leaders, successful people apart from others, is that they have acquired the ability to experience freedom from their internal struggles and challenges. They've learned how to manage, master, release, and overcome them. Now, this requires a journey of self awareness and self discovery, as well as a willingness to examine your beliefs as well as your behaviors by engaging in personal development and seeking support from mentors or coaches. Now, you, phenomenal leader, can overcome your internal struggles and develop the skills necessary to tackle your external challenges head on. And as you know, one of the things that I'm always saying is that you can only lead others as effectively as you lead yourself. Now, when you really take the time to master your self leadership, and that includes becoming aware of the different struggles that you have, especially in regards to your mindset, like I said, your mindset is everything. Now, a lot of the times, we're not even aware of how our minds are really working against us a majority of the time until we become aware of it. We start to become intentional and take control of our mindset so that we can start harnessing its power to really take advantage and work with us instead of against us. Now, for me personally, when I really started to be able to manage and master my internal struggles, my external challenges actually started to disappear. It wasn't like they vanished or anything. It's that I became better able and better equipped to handle them and overcome them a lot quicker and with a lot more grace than I had before. So, something to think about and look forward to as you start to work on shifting your mindset and transitioning into having a healthier, more positive mindset. So, the last thing that I want to touch on here today are the 8 biggest mindset and emotional challenges that you're likely currently facing. So, number one is overwhelm. Now, this challenge often arises from having too many responsibilities or tasks at once. leading to a sense of being unable to cope. It can result in anxiety, decreased productivity, as well as burnout. Number two is negativity. Constant negative thinking can drain your energy and your motivation. This mindset can manifest as pessimism, chronic dissatisfaction, and a focus on problems rather than solutions, hindering personal growth and happiness. Remember, like I mentioned earlier, happiness is a choice, it's a lifestyle, it's a state of being, it's not conditional on anything. We make it conditional. Number three is low confidence and low self esteem. So, struggling with self worth can affect all areas of life, including our career, relationships, and personal aspirations. Individuals may fear taking risks or doubt their abilities, which can limit their potential. And this stems from a lack of self awareness as well as self knowing. Number four is learning to trust yourself and others. Now, trust issues often stem from past experiences of betrayal or failure. This challenge involves building confidence in one's own decisions and learning to rely on others, which is crucial to forming healthy relationships with yourself, not just with others. Number five is isolation. Feelings of loneliness and disconnection from others can lead to emotional struggles such as depression and anxiety. Isolation can be caused by physical separation, social barriers, or internal factors like shyness, or what I believe and have found is again in a lack of knowing yourself and loving yourself. Number six is frustration. Experiencing frequent frustration can stem from unmet expectations, obstacles, or slow progress. It can lead to anger, impatience, and a sense of helplessness if not managed effectively. Number seven is unknown fears. Fear of the unknown, failure, confrontation, etc. Whether it's related to your future, failure, or change, it can paralyze decision making and prevent you from pursuing new opportunities. So, understanding and confronting these fears is essential for personal development. And number eight, imposter syndrome. Now, this psychological pattern involves doubting one's achievements and fearing being exposed as a fraud. It commonly affects high achieving individuals who struggle to internalize their successes. We have to take the time every day to recognize and celebrate our accomplishments, no matter how big or small. And all of these mindset, mental, and emotional challenges and struggles can, and in fact do, hold us back from taking risks, achieving our goals, and reaching our full potential. So, to wrap up this discussion on mindset, I want to share a couple of quotes with you. The first one is from Frank Zappa. Now, he was an American musician and composer. He said, "Your mind is like a parachute, it only works when it's open." The other is from Albert Einstein. He said, "You cannot solve your problems with the same thinking you used to create them." Okay, and that is it for today's episode on Mindset Mastery, the foundation of leadership. I want to thank you, you beautiful soul, for being here with me today. You might not know it, but you've loved on yourself today and have progressed in your self discovery journey by spending this time with me and opening up to receive all that you have received today. Like I mentioned earlier, and frequently always say, I don't believe in coincidences, and you, beautiful lady, were meant to be here today. Maybe it's because you're starting to recognize that you have an extraordinary power within you that's just waiting to be unleashed. Now, be sure to join me next week as I'll have another amazing guest on. Now, if you're here with me live, be sure to join me in the second half of the show for Brilliant Connections, where I get to meet you and get to know you, and you're able to ask me any questions that you might have from today's episode topic or the show. If you're catching this on replay, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll check out our previous episodes as well on www.winwinwomen.tv/show/, unveil your brilliance, as well as join me live next week. Remember, you are meant to be. You are meant to lead and you are meant for more. So let's continue to embark on this journey to unveiling your brilliance together. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next week. My ladies here with me live, I will see you in just a few seconds.